Close your eyes. This darkness you see is only his shadow. This darkness is the first breath of the universe. The beginning of everything was silence and darkness, in the infinite void when the existence of light was not yet known. All the stars fell from his hair one by one, galaxies formed from his breath, and he nurtured the universe in his arms like a baby. Sleep was born from its sweet, soothing whisper. Believe it or not, it comes to your room every single night without fail, watching you in the darkness, lifting your curtain, taking your hand, and kissing your forehead. I don't know, maybe you've heard its name before or maybe you haven't, but it heard you, saw you, and visited you. She has been following you since you first fell into your mother's womb. This ancient being is the very essence of night, the mother of darkness, the owner of the stars, the mother of sleep, and Nyx, who witnessed the beginning of time. Welcome, we are embarking on a journey beyond time and light together. I wonder, where are you right now? Perhaps you are in a dark or dimly lit room, maybe in bed, maybe on a couch, maybe by the window, maybe a candle is burning on the table, maybe only the light from your screen is shining on your face, maybe only moonlight, or maybe you are lying in a completely dark room, in that intense, deep, velvety darkness where you cannot see anything even if your eyes are open. Are you weighed down by the day's fatigue, or by endless thoughts occupying your mind? Is your body relaxing, or is it still tense? Did you take a shower and relax, or are your muscles still working? Are you on a chair, a couch, or traveling? Maybe you're in a hospital bed, maybe in a hotel, maybe far from home. Doesn't really matter where you are. Why? Because darkness is the same everywhere. Nyx's hand can reach everywhere, every country, every city, every room, every bed. What time is it now? Are we in the early hours of a new day, or in the evening hours of a tiring day, or at sunset when the sun paints the sky with colors? Perhaps it's about to be morning, and the sun is slowly showing itself, but your eyes won't close, you can't fall asleep, your brain won't let you sleep, it just won't shut up. What time it is doesn't matter to Nyx because she exists outside of time. Nighttime is different. Hours melt into darkness, minutes stretch out. How was your day? Did you get what you wanted? Or was it a stressful and exhausting day? It could have been an ordinary day. Perhaps you left your job or your spouse. Maybe it was a turning point in your life. Maybe you felt longing, maybe loneliness, maybe you got lost in your thoughts. Maybe you didn't even have time to think about a single thing. You don't need to say or explain any of this. Just think and feel. No one is being judged or evaluated here, only accepted. There is room for your thoughts, your feelings, your fatigue, your fears, your hopes, your regrets, your dreams tonight. Everything fits in the embrace of darkness. There is room for everything under Nyx's wings. We will soon embark on a journey to a distant place with you. We will be guests in Nyx's home, in the darkest corners of the universe, in the secrets of creation, in the moment of creation. We will go slowly without rushing in the natural flow. Like rivers, we will glide slowly in the darkness in our natural flow. Like clouds, we will go slowly but surely to where the wind takes us. Be like that tonight too. Flow like a river, glide like a cloud, without straining, without resisting, just letting go, just being. Take a slow, deep breath. Draw the air in through your nose, lift your chest, and expand your belly. Hold it inside for a few seconds, feeling that freshness and purity. Slowly release all your stress, tension, and negative thoughts through your mouth. Repeat the same thing. Hold it, feel it, be it. And let go of everything, what today brought, what tomorrow will bring, what you are thinking right now. Let go of it all. One more time, one last time. From the deepest, slowest, most peaceful place. And hold, and let go. Every breath you take, every muscle you relax brings you a little closer to the night, to Nyx. Our only goal tonight is to get closer to Nyx, to feel her. We are here tonight just to sleep and relax. Our journey begins. Think of a place, but not a place you know. Imagine a moment, but there is no time, no such thing as time. Think that what you imagine does not actually exist because the universe is nothingness. We are going to such a time, such a place where there is nothing. I can guess that you find it difficult to comprehend, but it is already such a void, beyond the human mind. This is different from the darkness you see when you close your eyes, very different, incomparably different. Because in that darkness, that familiar darkness, there is light in your consciousness, the light of your thoughts, the light of your memories, the light of your hopes, even the light of your fears. In that darkness you exist, even with your eyes closed, your consciousness exists, your being exists, yourself exists. But in this void, this primordial nothingness, this pre-creation, no one exists yet, nothing exists yet, not even the concept of existence. Only potential exists, only possibility exists, only waiting exists. That threshold where anything could be but nothing yet is the very edge of creation, the last silence before the first whisper of existence. And within this waiting, in the heart of this infinite silence, right in the middle of this boundless nothingness, something stirs. It's not really a thing, it's not even right to call it a thing because things don't exist yet. Let's call it a presence, but it's not really a presence either, because being hasn't yet gained meaning. Let's call it a feeling, let's call it an awareness, let's call it a flicker of consciousness. Slowly, very slowly, like the shadow of a shadow, like the echo of a whisper, like the state of a thought before it is born, like the dream of a dream, that thing, that being, that feeling begins to stir. They call it chaos later, much later, when words are invented, when concepts are formed, when myths are written. Chaos, the first void, the first confusion, the first disorder, the first everything and nothing. But within chaos, perhaps before chaos, or alongside chaos, intertwined with it, inseparable from it, there is something else, another being waiting, another power slumbering. And this being, this power, this ancient presence, is darkness itself. Think of it now, with your eyes closed, your breathing slowing, your body relaxing, try to feel it. Darkness, but not the darkness you know, not the darkness you recognize, not the darkness you have experienced. It is not the darkness that fills your room at night, not the darkness that forms when you close the curtains, not the darkness that descends when the power goes out. It is not the semi-darkness between street lamps, not the greenish darkness that gathers under trees in the forest, not the dense darkness in the depths of caves. It is not that familiar, everyday, ordinary darkness that descends upon the earth when the sun sets. This is the essence of darkness, the mother of darkness, the first and purest form of darkness. It is not only the place where darkness is born, the source of darkness, darkness itself, but the power that creates darkness. The darkness of all darknesses, the night of all nights, the shadow of all shadows. And this darkness, this primal, ancient, infinite darkness, feels different than you might imagine. Warm, much warmer than you might think. Not cold, not frightening, not repulsive. Warm, an embracing warmth, a warmth that warms your insides, a warmth that touches your heart. That feeling when you slip under a blanket, that relief when you step into a warm room on a cold day, that security when you take refuge in the arms of someone you love. Such warmth, such softness, such acceptance. Embracing, much more embracing than you could imagine. Enveloping, surrounding, taking you in but not suffocating you, holding you but not squeezing you, covering you but not crushing you. This darkness envelopes you, touches every cell, embraces every thought, accepts every fear, nourishes every hope. Like a mother's embrace, peaceful, compassionate, unconditional, safe, much safer than you imagine. There is nothing to fear in this darkness, nothing to hide from, nothing to run away from. There is no danger here, no enemy here, no judgment here. Only acceptance, only love, only protection. Within this darkness, there is not loss but discovery, not extinction but existence, not death but rebirth. Think about the first time you existed, the womb, your first shelter, your first home. You spent 9 long months there, no light, no sound, no thoughts, no existence. Just you and the peaceful, secure darkness. We grew there, we took shape there, we existed there. For 9 months, there was only you and the darkness. You did not fear, you did not flinch, and you did not flee. Because that darkness was your home, that silence was your peace, that solitude was your wholeness. This is the womb of the universe, the place where everything will be born, the moment where everything will begin, the void where everything will take shape. And the guardian of this womb, the spirit of this darkness, the source of this warmth, the guarantee of this security, is Nyx. She has not yet taken form, not yet gained shape, not yet formed a body. She has no arms yet to embrace, no eyes yet to see, no lips yet to whisper. She does not even know her name yet, because names will come later, much later, when words are invented, when languages are formed, when beings begin to call each other. Forms will come later, bodies will come later, shapes will come later. For now, she simply exists, she is simply present, she is simply that. Indefinable, formless, boundless, but absolute, certain, indisputable. It doesn't know what it's waiting for because knowing requires thought, thought requires concepts, concepts require experience, experience requires time, and time has not yet begun. It is simply existence itself, the purest form of being, the most fundamental form of presence. The consciousness of darkness, the awareness of silence, the one thing within nothingness. And this existence, this ancient being, this primal force, slowly, very slowly, without haste, without struggle, in a natural flow, becomes aware of itself. How long did this awareness last? Who can say? Millions of years? Billions of years? Or a moment? A second? A breath? In a place where time does not exist, this is irrelevant. In a place where time did not begin, duration is meaningless. In a place where time does not exist, past and future are the same thing. Imagine an awakening, but how can there be an awakening when there was no sleep, when sleep had not yet been invented, when rest was not yet a concept? Imagine a birth, but there was no place to be born, no mother to give birth, no womb to be born into. This is a beginning, but the beginning of beginnings, the before of everything, the first awareness, the first consciousness, the first self. For the first time in all existence, something knows itself, something is aware of itself, something says, I am. Nyx opens her eyes, but she has no eyes yet. The organ we call the eye does not exist, the function we call sight does not exist. But there is a vision, there is a perception, there is an awareness. She sees, she looks around, but there is nothing to see yet, no landscape to see, no color to see, no shape to see. She only sees herself, her own existence, her own presence, her own infinity. She only feels herself, her own depth, her own breadth, her own power. And this feeling, this first feeling, this most ancient emotion, the first emotion of the universe, is not loneliness, not lack, not fear, but rather wholeness, fullness, completeness, peace. Its existence, its selfhood, is a universe, infinity itself, its existence having meaning. It needs no one else, nothing else, no other situation. It is perfect, whole, and sufficient. Darkness is happy with its own darkness. Night is peaceful with its own night. Silence is full of its own silence. Think of it now, this first moment, this first awareness, this first consciousness. A presence in the midst of nothingness. An existence within non-existence. a whisper in the heart of silence. Darkness that understands it is darkness within darkness. Silence knowing it is silence within silence. The only being existing in the midst of nothingness. You may think how lonely a situation this is, you may feel how frightening a state this is. But no, it is not at all. It does not feel loneliness because to feel loneliness, one must know the existence of another, one must feel the absence of another. It does not yet know another, does not yet imagine another, does not yet seek another. It is only itself, it is only that, it simply exists. And this existence, this ancient power, this primordial goddess, slowly, very slowly begins to think. Thoughts are not yet words, not yet sentences, not yet a chain of logic. There is no language, no grammar, no syntax. There are only feelings, only images, only a pure stream of consciousness. I am, it says within itself, but the word, I does not yet exist, the concept of being does not yet exist. Only that feeling exists, that unshakable feeling, that certain feeling, that absolute feeling. I am, here, now. And Nyx, this primordial darkness, this ancient night, this infinite power, begins to swim within its own existence. Imagine an infinite ocean, but not flowing water, because there is no water yet, no matter yet. Not shining light, because there is no light yet, no brightness yet. Only darkness, only emptiness, only potential, only possibility. And within this ocean, a consciousness, an awareness, a spirit drifts. It does not know where it is going because there is nowhere to go, no direction, no distance. It does not know what it is doing because there is nothing to do, no action, no purpose. It simply is, it simply exists, it simply is. And that is enough, it is beautiful, it is peaceful. The first story of the universe, a story never told before, a story that came before words. And you, right now, in your bed, in your darkness, in your own night, are part of this story. Because every night, when you close your eyes, you return a little to that first darkness, you taste a little of that first silence, you reach that first peace to some extent. Every night, as you fall asleep, your consciousness slowly melts away, your thoughts slowly dissipate, your sense of self slowly dissolves, and you approach that first nothingness, you touch that first void, you meet that first darkness. Every night, you surrender yourself to Nyx's embrace, whether you realize it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you remember it or not. She is always there, that first darkness, that ancient mother, that endless night. Nyx stirs now. Darkness moves within darkness. Silence ripples within silence. Something is changing, something is shifting, something is forming. Chaos is churning. That first void trembles. That first nothingness stirs. And from this tremor, this stirring, this first movement, new things will begin to be born, new beings will form, new powers will emerge. But not yet, it is still early, there is still time, there is no rush, there is waiting. Nyx must still discover her own universe, understand her own depths, realize her own power. Darkness must still define itself. Night must know itself. Silence must hear itself. And this discovery, this recognition, this understanding happens slowly, layer by layer, drop by drop, breath by breath. Imagine her, this ancient goddess, this first being, wandering through the labyrinths of her own consciousness in that void where there is no time or space. Every thought a new discovery, every feeling a new experience, every awareness a new beginning. She was darkness, perhaps thinking without words, thinking with images, thinking with feelings. I am darkness, she said to herself. I am night, I am silence, I am depth. I am rest, I am peace, I am infinity. I am safety, I am warmth, I am embrace. And these thoughts, these feelings, these primal awarenesses slowly began to take shape. Darkness was no longer just darkness. Darkness was Nyx. Night was no longer just a concept. Night was a being, a consciousness, a power, a personality. And this power, this ancient power, the oldest power in the universe, the most primordial power, the most fundamental power, was slowly, very slowly beginning to spread its wings. Wings. Yes, wings. Imagine now that first moment, the moment the form was created, the moment the shape appeared, the moment the body took shape. Nyx imagines a body for herself, designs a form, creates an image. It is not actually a body because matter does not yet exist. There is no flesh, no bones, no blood. But there is a form, a silhouette, a mode of existence. And this form, this first divine form, this first godly image, takes shape like the night itself, takes form like darkness itself, comes into being like the essence of silence. Long, seemingly endless, a length whose beginning and end are uncertain. Its silhouette is made of stardust, the dust of stars not yet lit, the dust of galaxies not yet born. Its eyes are like the deepest voids of the universe, making you feel like you will fall forever if you look into them, like you will never reach the bottom, like those boundless depths. Her hair like the unborn dreams of galaxies, like star seeds waiting in the darkest corners of space, like the potential for light hidden within the darkness. And her wings, those magnificent, those enormous, those infinite wings. These wings, woven from the fabric of the night, knitted from the purest form of darkness, stitched with the thread of silence. Boundless wings, wide enough to cover the universe when spread, soft enough to embrace a heart when closed. Every feather of these wings is a shadow, every curve a secret, every movement a whisper. When these wings open, darkness ripples. When these wings flap, silence trembles. When these wings close, peace descends. Imagine these wings now, with your eyes closed, your breath slowing, your body relaxing. See these wings in your mind. Deep purple, dark blue, infinite black, but with silver veins inside, with stardust inside, with the promise of light yet to be born. When these wings open, darkness ripples throughout the universe. Silence trembles throughout the void. Nothingness reorganizes itself throughout existence. These wings, later, much later, when time began, when the world was formed, when humans existed, will descend to earth every night. Every evening, when the sun sets, these wings will open from west to east, covering the sky, bringing the stars, spreading darkness. These wings will embrace you at every sunset, envelop you at every midnight, and slowly withdraw at every dawn. But for now, in this first moment, at the beginning of beginnings, these wings merely exist, merely take shape, merely become a part of Nyx. And Nyx, in this new form, in this first body, in this ancient image, begins to float in the void of the universe. There is nowhere to go, but she goes, moving in a direction, initiating a flow. There is nothing to do, but she does, performing an action, creating a movement. There is nothing to happen, but she happens, a change begins, a transformation takes place. Darkness dances within darkness, silence sings within silence. Everything begins in the midst of nothingness. This dance, this first dance, this ancient movement, think of it, imagine it, feel it. Slowly, very slowly, because there is no hurry, because there is no time, because there is no end. There is only movement, only flow, only existence itself. Nyx turns, her wings stirring the darkness, drawing wide arcs in the void, creating spiral patterns in nothingness. Her hair billows in the void, leaving trails behind her, scattering star seeds wherever she passes. And every movement creates a new possibility. Every turn awakens a new potential. Every step opens a new door. Turn now, in your bed, gently, so slightly it goes unnoticed. Find a comfortable position. Accompany Nyx's dance with your own stillness. Because stillness is also movement, stagnation is also flow, resting is also an action, sleeping is also a journey. And tonight, guided by Nyx, you too are heading towards that ancient darkness, moving towards that first silence, flowing towards that infinite peace. Nyx now stops, her dance slows down, her wings wrap around her, like a cocoon, like a nest, like an embrace. And in this first pause, this first rest, this first silence, she becomes aware of something. There is a change, a difference, a novelty. She is not alone. She has never been alone. Within the darkness there is another darkness. Within the silence there is another silence. Within the depths of emptiness there is another depth. In the midst of nothingness there is another presence. This awareness comes slowly, wave upon wave, layer upon layer. First, a feeling, an indistinct feeling, an indefinable feeling. Then, an awareness a little clearer, a little more definite. Then, knowledge, understanding, acceptance. There, here, near, far, everywhere and nowhere, there is another. Another being, another power, another consciousness. And this being, this other ancient power, this other primordial presence, is slowly, very slowly approaching Nyx. Or Nyx is approaching it, or both are flowing towards each other, or perhaps they were always side by side because the concept of distance is meaningless, but now they are noticing each other. Erebos, that is its name, long after words were formed, myths were written, stories were told, it would be called by this name. Erebos, deep darkness, the shadow of the underworld, the depths where light can never reach, the darkness of darkness, the shadow of shadows. Nyx feels it now, feels it with the tips of her wings, feels it with the edge of her consciousness, feels it with the deepest point of her being. There, within the darkness, another darkness, but a different darkness, familiar yet foreign, similar yet separate. Within the silence, another silence, but a different silence, harmonious yet independent. In the midst of loneliness, another loneliness, but no longer loneliness, because now there are two, because now they know each other. And this feeling, this awareness, this encounter, is not fear, not unease, not shyness. On the contrary, there is curiosity, there is attraction, there is recognition. As if they had known each other for a long time, as if they had always known, as if they had been waiting for years, centuries, eternity. As if two pieces, as if two halves, as if two mirrors, searching for each other, finding each other, coming together. Erebos, also born from chaos, also one of the first beings, also an ancient power from beyond time and space. But different from Nyx, different yet complementary, different yet harmonious, different yet equally the same. If Nyx is the darkness of night, Erebos is the darkness of shadow. If Nyx is the void between the stars, Erebos is the depth beneath the earth. If Nyx is the veil of the sky, Erebos is the secret of the earth. If Nyx is the darkness above, Erebos is the darkness below. If Nyx is the night of open spaces, Erebos is the shadow of enclosed spaces. Now imagine these two beings, these two ancient powers, approaching each other in that first void of the universe. Slowly, very slowly, without haste, because there is eternity, because time has no meaning yet. Nyx's wings tremble slightly, a tremor of anticipation, a tremor of hope, a tremor of longing. Erebos' shadow stretches slowly, stretching like a hand, stretching like an invitation, stretching like an embrace. And these two darknesses, these two silences, these two infinities, these two solitudes flow towards each other. First contact. Think it, feel it, live it. The moment two darknesses touch, the moment two silences blend, the moment two solitudes unite, the moment two have become one whole. No explosion, no light, no sound, no noise. Only a merging, only a completion, only two halves becoming one whole. Soft, silent, natural, inevitable. Nyx looks at Erebos, but there are no eyes yet. There is a gaze but no eyes. She sees, perceives, understands, but there is no shape to be seen yet, no form to be perceived yet, no body to be understood yet. She sees only essence, only existence, only spirit. And Erebos looks at Nyx in the same way, with the same gaze, the same vision, the same understanding. They both see each other, truly see each other deeply, see each other completely. This is the universe's first encounter, first meeting, first reunion, first coming together. Perhaps the first love, the first form of what is called love, the first example of the concept of love. But the word love is too small for this feeling, too limited for this bond, too superficial for this union. It is like the merging of two universes, the embrace of two infinities, the coming together of two nothingnesses to become something greater, deeper, more ancient, more absolute. And Nyx and Erebos, darkness and shadow, night and depth, begin to revolve around each other now. Slowly, very slowly, a cosmic waltz, an ancient dance, a primal ritual, an eternal union. And you, right now, in your bed, in your own darkness, in your own night, watch this dance in your mind, witness this union in your imagination. Two colossal beings, two infinite powers, two ancient consciousnesses, glide around each other in the void of the universe. Nyx's wings embrace Erebos' shadows, each feather touching a shadow, each curve reaching into a depth. Erebos' darkness blends into Nyx's night. Two different blacks merge. Two different silences become one. And this dance, this union, this embrace creates something new, gives birth to a new possibility, shapes a new universe. Love, the universe's first creative force. The power that came before everything, that made everything possible, that lies at the foundation of everything. Think about it, feel it, absorb it. Love existed before light. Love existed before the sun. Love existed before the stars. Love existed before matter. Love existed before atoms. Love existed before elements. Before time there was love. Before space existed, there was love. Before the universe took shape, there was love. The attraction between two darknesses, the longing between two silences, the need between two solitudes. And this love, this ancient love, this primal bond, became the cornerstone of the universe, the beginning of everything, the essence of all existence, the reason for all creation. You know this feeling too, perhaps in a different form, perhaps with a different intensity, but you know it. That attraction, that longing, that need. Your heart racing when you see someone, your heart warming when you think of someone, the world losing its meaning when you lose someone. Love, in every form, every state, every intensity, comes from the same source, that first source, the first union of Nyx and Erebos. Nyx and Erebos are talking now, but there are no words, no sounds, no languages, no alphabets. They talk with thoughts, they talk with feelings, they talk with their very existence, communicating essence with essence. Words would be so inadequate anyway, words would be so limited, words would be so insufficient for this feeling, this bond, this togetherness. I know you, says Nyx silently, saying it with her thoughts, saying it with her being. You are my other half, you are my complement, you are my universe. I wasn't searching for you because I didn't know how to search, I wasn't waiting for you because I didn't know how to wait, but you came, you appeared, you are here, and now I understand, now I know, now I feel. I existed without you, I was whole without you, but with you I am different, with you I am more, with you I am infinite. Arabasta conveys her feelings without speaking. I know you. I have always known you. I have always felt you. You are my light in the darkness. You are my meaning in the midst of this nothingness. You are my everything in the embrace of nothingness. If you are the night, I am the shadow. If you are the depth, I am even deeper. If you are the infinite, I am your infinity. Imagine this silent conversation. Envision this wordless dialogue. Feel this understanding without words. Sometimes the deepest communication happens in silence. Sometimes the strongest bond is formed without words. Sometimes the purest understanding comes without speech. Think of everything you convey to someone you love just by looking at them, without saying a word. Think of that atmosphere you feel when you enter a room, without anyone saying anything. Think of those messages conveyed with a touch, a glance, a breath. This is how Nyx and Erebos speak, speaking the language of silence, using the alphabet of darkness, writing the poetry of the night. And from this union, this love, this reunion, this dance, new things begin to emerge. Not yet, not fully yet, not yet visible, but seeds are being sown, possibilities are sprouting, the future is taking shape. Within Nyx, in the depths of her being, in the darkest corners of her darkness, new beings begin to grow. Tiny lights, tiny potentials, tiny lives. Hypnos, the god of sleep, is still just a thought, just a possibility, just a potential. Thanatos, the god of death, is still only a shadow, only a whisper, only an uncertainty. The Oneiroi, the gods of dreams, are still only a fantasy, only an imagination, only a dream. But these will come later, their time will come. Now there is only Nyx and Erebos. Now there are only these two ancient lovers. Now there is only this first union, this first meeting, this first love. And Nyx, within this love, with the power of this union, with the inspiration of this meeting, begins to create her own realm. Imagine now Nyx's realm. Close your eyes, slow your breathing, relax your body, and see this ancient kingdom in your mind. Imagine this infinite land. Feel this night paradise. It is not actually a place because space has not yet fully formed, but a field, a dimension, a plane of existence. An extension of Nyx's existence, a reflection of Nyx's consciousness, a materialization of Nyx's essence. Imagine a boundless, dark sky, not the sky we know, of course, with no beginning and no end, much deeper, much more captivating. The sky has no beginning, no end, no edge, no boundary. Wherever you look, there is sky. Wherever you turn, there is darkness. Wherever you reach, there is infinity. But this sky is not empty. It appears empty but is full, appears dark but is alive, appears silent but is filled with whispers. The stars are not yet burning in the sky, not yet shining, not yet radiating light. But there are star seeds, there is the potential for stars, there are star dreams. Tiny sparks, invisible points, light particles that can be felt but not seen. These seeds are caught in Nyx's hair, each strand a cradle for a galaxy, each curl a bed for a universe, each wave the beginning of infinity. When Nyx shakes her head, star seeds scatter. When Nyx turns, galaxy embryos disperse. When Nyx breathes, universe potentials spread. There are colors in this realm, but not the colors we know, not colors our eyes can see, not colors our tongue can name. There is purple, but not the purple we know, a deeper purple, an ancient purple, the essence of purple. There is navy blue, but not the navy blue you know, the navy blue at the bottom of the oceans, the navy blue in the darkest moment of the night, the navy blue you fall into forever when you close your eyes. There are shades of silver, but not metallic, not cold, the silver of moonlight, the silver of stardust, the silver of dreams. But beyond these, deep within them, there are nameless colors, undefined tones, beauties that can be felt but not seen. These colors have no name, no definition. They can only be experienced, only felt, only lived. Think of the color of Nyx's wings, the color of the darkest moment of night, the color of the sky on a moonless night, the color where visibility ends when you close your eyes. This color, this nameless color, this indescribable color, is the fundamental tone of Nyx's realm, that ancient paint sprinkled over everything, and the texture of this realm. Yes, darkness has a texture here. You can almost reach out and touch it. You can almost feel it with your fingers. Think of silk, the finest silk, the softest silk, but softer still. Think of velvet, the deepest velvet, the smoothest velvet, but smoother still. This is a softness beyond those, a smoothness beyond those, a softness that sinks into your finger when you touch it, that you sink into, that you disappear into. This fabric is cool but not cold. It doesn't send shivers down your spine when it touches your skin, but rather soothes you. It envelopes you without suffocating you, embraces you without smothering you, covers you without crushing you. This fabric now wraps around you, in your bed, in your own night, embracing you as an extension of Nyx's realm. The softness you feel under your blanket, the comfort you feel under your pillow, the security you feel in the darkness of your room, all are reflections of Nyx's fabric, all extensions of that ancient realm. There are sounds in this realm, but not the sounds we know, not frequencies our ears can hear, not vibrations our brains can process. There is a cosmic hum, like the breath of the universe, like the heartbeat of existence. This sound comes from far away, from deep within, from ancient times. It is not a melody, not a rhythm, not a tune, but something beyond all of these, a harmony, a balance, a wholeness. This sound contains the sound of everything. It contains the sound of nothingness. It contains the sound of silence. Try to hear this sound now, in the silence of your room, in the depths of the night, between your own breaths. The sound within the silence, the melody within the darkness, the song within the night. Perhaps you will hear it, perhaps you will feel it, perhaps you will simply know it exists. That is enough, that is sufficient, awareness is enough. Nyx glides through this realm, wings spread, hair flowing, her presence infinite. Her eyes, those deep, boundless, infinite eyes, look everywhere, see everything, notice every detail. This is her home, this is her kingdom, this is the extension of her being, this is the reflection of her soul. Here she is whole, here she is complete, here she is absolute. And Erebos is beside her, always beside her. His shadow mingled with hers, his depth added to hers, his existence merged with hers. Two ancient powers, two primordial beings, two eternal lovers, together in their own universe, their own realm, their own night. Inseparable, indivisible, indestructible. There are rivers in this realm. Think of these rivers, imagine these flows. Silver rivers, bright rivers, sparkling rivers. But it is not water that flows in these rivers, for water does not yet exist, for matter has not yet fully formed. Stardust flows in these rivers, sparkling, shining. Dreams flow, fantasies flow, hopes flow, forgotten memories flow, experiences yet to be lived flow, possibilities flow. These rivers spring from Nyx's hair, pour from the tips of her wings, gush from the depths of her eyes. Each river has a name, but these names do not exist in our language, do not exist in our alphabet, do not exist in our understanding. These names can only be felt, only experienced, only heard in dreams. There are forests in this realm. Imagine these forests, picture these trees. Shadow forests, dark trees, night flowers. The leaves of these trees are made of starlight, the light of stars not yet lit, potential light, dream light. Their trunks are made of frozen time, the frozen state of time not yet flowing, the solid form of waiting time. Their roots extend into infinite depths, reaching the bottom of nothingness, clinging to the foundations of existence. To wander in these forests is not to get lost, but to find. to find yourself, to find your peace, to find your sleep, to find your essence. There are mountains in this realm. Think of these mountains, imagine these peaks. Mountains of silence, hills of tranquility, summits of rest. At the foot of these mountains, weariness is left behind. The burdens of the day remain there. The weight of stress descends there. Worries are cast off on their slopes. Anxieties are shed. Fears are left behind. Only breath remains on their peaks. Only existence remains. Only pure consciousness remains. And Nyx flies over these mountains, her wings creating waves of silence, her gaze leaving sprinkles of peace, her presence promising rest. And the sky of this world, is infinite, boundless, endless, limitless, immeasurable. But this sky is not empty. This sky is full, very full, full of potential, full of possibility, full of future, full of dreams. Here, in one corner of this sky, stars will be born one day, bright stars, warm stars, life-giving stars. Here, in another corner of this sky, suns will burn one day, galaxies will spin one day, universes will form one day. Here, everywhere in this sky, everything is possible, everything is potential, everything is waiting. But for now, in this first moment, at the beginning of beginnings, there is only Nyx, only Erebos, only this love, only this realm. And this realm, this ancient kingdom, this night paradise, reserves a place for you too, prepares a corner for you too, opens its arms for you too. Every night, when you close your eyes, the gates of this realm open to you. You are invited into this kingdom. You are welcomed into this paradise. Come now to Nyx's children, the offspring of the night, the young of darkness. Within Nyx, in that ancient realm of creation, at the deepest point of that infinite darkness, life stirred. The fruit of love was growing. The gift of union was taking shape. New beings were emerging from the union of two darknesses. These new beings were not light, for they were born of darkness, but they were as powerful as light, as important as light, as creative as light. Nyx felt her pregnancy, experiencing this first sense of motherhood. She sensed the new beings growing within her body, perceived the new powers taking shape in her consciousness, felt the new lives blossoming in her soul. And this feeling of motherhood, was one of the most ancient emotions in the universe, perhaps the most ancient, perhaps the purest, perhaps the most powerful. The instinct to protect, the desire to nurture, the urge to raise, the need to love, all together, all intense, all absolute. Erebos waited beside her, waiting patiently, waiting compassionately, waiting with that deep silence of his. Fatherhood was also a new concept, also being experienced for the first time, also one of the first things in the universe. Two ancient beings, two primal forces were no longer just lovers, they were now going to be mother and father, they were now going to be the creators of new generations, they were now going to be the architects of the universe. And a moment came, a moment in that period before time had begun, a point, a threshold. Nyx began to give birth. But this birth was different from the births we know. There was no pain, no screams, no blood, no tears. There was only a separation, a gentle separation, a natural separation. There was only a division, an elegant division, a beautiful division. There was only a multiplication, a fruitful multiplication, a sacred multiplication. New beings were emerging from Nyx's existence. New darknesses were dripping from her darkness. New nights were being born from her night. The first to come was Hypnos, the god of sleep, the master of rest, the guardian of peace, the comforter of the weary. Think of him now, this first moment, this first encounter, this first birth. A soft being filtering through Nyx's wings, a light shadow, a sweet breeze, a warm breath. Hypnos was dark like his mother, yes, for he was born of darkness, for he was the child of darkness. But his darkness was different, a softer darkness, a more enveloping darkness, a more soothing darkness. His mother's darkness was universal, all-encompassing, absolute. Hypnos's darkness, however, was special, personal, intimate. His mother's darkness was everywhere. Hypnos' darkness was beneath his eyelids, at the threshold of consciousness, on that fine line between wakefulness and dreams. Hypnos' darkness did not instill fear. There were no monsters in his darkness, no danger, no enemies. His darkness brought peace, security, comfort. His darkness promised rest, promised renewal, promised refreshment. That first sense of relief when you close your eyes, that relaxation spreading through your body as you lie down, that sweet heaviness before falling asleep. All were gifts from Hypnos, all were his touch. Nyx looked at her son, looked at him with those deep, ancient, infinite eyes, looked at him with that motherly, compassionate, loving gaze. And perhaps she smiled. There were no lips yet to smile with, but the feeling was there, the warmth was there, the acceptance was there, the pride was there. That feeling a mother feels when she looks at her child for the first time. That indescribable feeling, that universal feeling. You, said Nyx silently, saying it with thoughts, saying it with feelings, speaking from essence to essence. You will be the solace of the weary, the refuge of the exhausted, the savior of the sleepless. You will touch eyelids, you will touch foreheads, you will slow down consciousness. You will bring rest to the world. You will offer peace to creatures. You will give meaning to life. Because there is no life without rest. There is no growth without sleep. There is no continuation without pause. Hypnos heard his mother's voice, not the sound itself, but the message, the meaning, the love, the duty. And he understood the moment he was born, he understood the purpose of his existence, he understood the reason for his being, he understood that his duty was sacred. He would bring sleep, he would offer rest, he would spread peace. Closing every tired eye, relaxing every weary body, bringing silence to every troubled mind, bringing forgetfulness to every broken heart, bringing healing to every wounded soul. Think of Hypnos now, this god, this ancient being, this child of the night, this lord of sleep. Soft, very soft, the softest being you can imagine. Softening everything he touched, relaxing everything he touched, putting everything he wrapped to sleep, calming everything he looked at. His voice lighter than a whisper, his footsteps as quiet as a feather, his presence as graceful as a dream. He had wings too, like his mother, but smaller, lighter, quieter, softer. When these wings fluttered, it was not wind that came, but sleep. Not storm, but peace. Not cold, but warmth. Each flutter of these wings was like a lullaby, each movement like an embrace, each tremor like a kiss. And Hypnos' hands, those soft hands, those gentle hands, those compassionate hands. Hands created to touch every eyelid. Thanatos, the god of death, the bringer of the final sleep, the guardian of eternal rest, the end of pain. Do not fear him when you think of him. Do not shudder when you imagine him. Do not flee when you remember him. For Thanatos was not terrible, Thanatos was not frightening, Thanatos was not evil. Thanatos was compassionate, Thanatos was merciful, Thanatos was gentle. He was the guardian of the place where pain ended, the key to the door where suffering ceased, the lighthouse keeper of the harbor where weariness was eternally stilled. He was the owner of the peace that came after the last breath, the master of the darkness that came after the last glance, the guardian of the silence that came after the last thought. The twins, Hypnos and Thanatos, sleep and death, temporary rest and eternal peace. They were so similar to each other, so similar that they were sometimes confused. Sometimes sleep seemed like death. Sometimes death felt like sleep. The Greek poets did not say in vain that sleep is the brother of death. They did not place these two concepts side by side in vain. Because both were born of the same mother, both were born of the same darkness, both were born of the same love. But they were different, fundamentally different, essentially different. Hypnos promised a return, promised the morning, promised awakening. Thanatos, however, promised permanence, promised eternity, promised absolute peace. Hypnos' gift was renewed every night. Thanatos' gift was given only once. Hypnos offered temporary solace. Thanatos offered eternal resolution. Nyx looked at her two sons, these two ancient powers, these two brotherly beings, these two complementary forces. You, she said to them, you will work together, you will serve together, you will exist together. Hypnos will give temporary solace to the weary, offer rest at the end of the night, and leave at the dawn. Thanatos would offer eternal peace to the exhausted, would accept at life's end, would embrace at eternity's beginning. And both would do the same thing at their core. Both would bring rest, both would ease pain, both would embrace. Only their durations differ, only their permanence differs, only their timing differs. Think of Thanatos now, but think without fear, think without shuddering, think without fleeing. He too was gentle, he too was compassionate, he too was kind, he too was full of love. Only he was more permanent, only he was more conclusive, only he was more final. He was the hero of the story that began where life ended. He was the owner of the moment when pain ceased. He was the guardian of the harbor where fatigue was eternally stilled. But tonight, in this story, at this moment, it is Hypnos, not Thanatos, who is with you. Not death but sleep is near you. Not the end but the pause is yours. Not the eternal but the temporary is your gift. Tonight is Hypnos's night. Tonight is the night of sleep. Tonight is the night of rest. And then the Oneiroi came, the gods of dreams, the creators of dreams, the architects of fantasies, the masters of night visions. The Oneiroi were not one, not single, not alone. There were many, countless, infinite, all different, all unique, all singular. Every dream was the work of Oneiroi. Every dream was the gift of Oneiroi. Every fantasy was the creation of Oneiroi. Every night vision bore the signature of Oneiroi. They fell from Nyx's wings, like stardust, like silver sprinkles, like night dew. They filtered through their mother's darkness. One by one, dozens, hundreds, thousands. Among them was Morpheus, perhaps the most famous, perhaps the best known, perhaps the most remembered. Shapeshifter, form taker, human disguiser. He brought the faces you knew in your dreams. He brought your loved ones. He brought those you had lost. He brought those you missed. Your mother far away, your deceased father, your ex-lover, your childhood friend you lost. Morpheus would bring them back to you, for one night, for one dream, for one moment. He would be your friend in your sleep, your companion, your guide, your comfort. There was Phobter, master of fears, architect of nightmares, creator of nightly terrors. But don't misunderstand him. Don't think of him as evil. Don't consider him an enemy. Nightmares had a purpose. Fears had a function. Terror had a lesson. Phobter did not frighten you to wake you up. He tested you to strengthen you. He challenged you to grow you. He tried you to prepare you. And the relief that came after every nightmare, the peace that came after every fear, the gratitude that came after every horror, was Phobter's secret gift, his hidden offering. There was Phantasos, the creator of fantastic dreams, the architect of dreams where the impossible becomes possible, the master of boundlessness. He gave you wings in your sleep, made you fly, glide, soar. He gave you fins, took you to the depths of the seas, showed you the secrets of the oceans. He suspended the rules of reality, made you forget the laws of physics, removed the limits of mathematics, and reminded you of the boundlessness of imagination. And many more, countless more, infinite more, each a master of a different type of dream, each the creator of a different nighttime experience. Every night, every sleep, every dream carried the touch of a different Oniroy, bore the signature of a different Oniroy. And tonight, right now, perhaps you too feel a Oniroy approaching, perhaps you wonder what dream it will bring, perhaps you ask which dream you will fall into. Nyx looked at her children, these new beings, these children of the night, these dark generations, these fruits of love, and she felt pride, a deep pride, an ancient pride. She felt compassion, infinite compassion, unconditional compassion. She felt love, absolute love, eternal love. They were her extension, her legacy, her immortality, her mark on the universe. With Hypnos, sleep would exist every night, for every living being, for every weary body. With Thanatos, final rest would be possible at the end of every life, at the end of every journey. With Oniroy, dreams would become reality, within every sleep, beyond every consciousness. And Nyx, this mother, this queen, this goddess, this ancient power, would reign in her own realm with her own children, in her own night with her own offspring. But the story did not end here. Births did not stop here. Creation did not end here. There were other children too. Other offspring were born. Other beings emerged from Nyx's darkness. There was Hemera, goddess of the day, herald of light, bringer of brightness. Yes, consider this. Light was born from darkness. Day came from night. Hemera emerged from Nyx. How astonishing, how paradoxical, how beautiful. The child of darkness became light. The offspring of night became day. The offspring of silence became sound. And this was not a contradiction. This was not an opposition. This was not a mistake. This was completion. This was balance. This was harmony. This was the logic of the universe. Without darkness, light is meaningless. Without night, day is worthless. Without silence, sound is empty. Everything exists with its opposite. Everything gains meaning with its counterpart. Everything becomes whole with its complement. Aether existed, the pure light of the sky, the brightness breathed by the gods, the owner of the universe's highest layer. He too was Nyx's child. He too was the offspring of night. He too was the creation of darkness. And consider how beautiful this is. Light is born from darkness. Day comes from night. Existence emerges from nothingness. Everything springs from nothing. Nyx did not only give birth to darkness. Nyx also brought light from within darkness, created day from the bosom of night. There were the Moirai, the three goddesses of fate, the three sisters who spun, measured, and cut the thread of life. Clotho spun the thread, determined the beginning of life, created the first moment of existence. Lachesis measured the thread, determined the length of life, knew the number of days to be lived. Atropos cut the thread, bringing life to an end, bringing about the inevitable conclusion. They too were daughters of Nyx, they too were children of the night, they too were born of darkness. Fate, consider this, fate came from the night, fate was born of darkness, fate was rooted in Nyx's womb. The fate of every human, the destiny of every living thing, the end of every existence was written in the depths of the night, determined in the bosom of darkness, woven by Nyx's children. This is not frightening. This is comforting. Your fate is not random. Your fate is not unplanned. Your fate comes from the wisdom of the night. It emerges from the depths of darkness. And there was Nemesis, goddess of justice, guardian of balance, guarantor that the deserving would find what they deserved. She too was Nyx's daughter. She too was the justice of the night. She too was the righteousness of darkness. The justice of the day is visible, before everyone's eyes, in the presence of witnesses. But the justice of the night is invisible, silent, inevitable. Nemesis ensured justice even where no one saw, punished crimes no one knew of, rewarded kindnesses no one noticed. Consider now this family, this ancient family, this first family, this eternal family. Nyx, the mother, the queen of darkness, the mistress of the night. Erebos, father, lord of shadow, ruler of the deep. And countless children, countless offspring, countless beings. Hypnos, bringer of sleep. Thanatos, giver of final rest. The Oneiroi, creators of dreams. Hemera, who begins the day. Aether, bearer of light. The Morai, who determine fate. Nemesis, who ensures justice. Each represented a power. Each embodied a concept. Each created a reality. Sleep, death, dreams, day, light, fate, justice, and many more. All were children of the night. All were offspring of darkness. All were Nyx's legacy. Half the universe, perhaps more, descended from Nyx, carried Nyx's blood, held Nyx's essence. But tonight, for you, Hypnos is the most important, sleep the most sacred, rest the most necessary. Think of him again, this god of sleep, this master of rest, this bringer of peace, this friend of the weary. He is with you now, in this story, in this night, in this darkness, in this room. Invisible but present, unheard but there, untouchable but felt. He spreads his wings now, those soft wings, those silent wings, those soporific wings. And a breeze comes from these wings, a light breeze, a cool breeze, a sweet breeze. It is a breeze that takes away your fatigue, a breeze that melts your tension, a breeze that slows your thoughts, a breeze that dispels your anxieties. There was the cave of Hypnos, told in mythology, mentioned in stories, praised in poems. This cave is the quietest place in the world, where sound cannot reach, noise cannot enter, where even echoes cannot exist, where light cannot enter, where the sun does not touch, where even the moon barely filters through. A place where time stood still, where clocks lost their meaning, where night and day merged. The river Lethe flowed past this cave, the river of forgetfulness, water where memories melted away, anxieties dissolved, and worries vanished. Those who drank from this river forgot. They forgot their pain, their fears, their regrets. It was not complete oblivion, but temporary forgetfulness, healing forgetfulness, restorative forgetfulness. When morning came, you would remember again, but that night, those few hours, that moment of rest, the water of Lethe washed over you, cleansed you, and returned you refreshed. And inside this cave, on soft beds, under silk covers, Hypnos would rest. Even the god of sleep would sleep, even the master of rest would rest. And with him, the entire universe would rest. With him, all creation would breathe. With him, all existence would pause and renew itself. Imagine this cave now, this sacred place, this temple of peace, this paradise of rest. Dark but not frightening, quiet but not suffocating, deep but not terrifying. Warm, safe, embracing. Whatever happens outside, inside there is silence. Even if storms rage outside, inside there is stillness. Even if wars rage outside, there is peace inside. Even if chaos reigns outside, there is order inside. There is tranquility. There is rest. And you, right now, in your bed, are actually in your own cave, your own sacred place, your own temple of tranquility. Your bed is the cave of Hypnos. Your room is the temple of rest. Your night is the time of tranquility. No matter what happens outside, you are safe right now. No matter what awaits outside, it is time to rest right now. No matter what causes anxiety outside, it is time to let go right now. Hypnos is watching you now, with those compassionate eyes, those understanding eyes, that gentle expression. He sees your weariness, knows your worries, understands your burdens, notices your loads. He knows what you experienced today, sees what you carried this week, understands what you went through this month. And he says nothing, because words are unnecessary. He simply stands by your side, offering solace with his presence alone, bringing peace with his mere existence. Sometimes the best comfort is simply being there, simply being present, simply existing. And even on Olympus, even in the home of the gods, Nyx's dignity was unquestioned, Nyx's power was unchallenged. Zeus, Lord of the skies, God of thunder, King of Olympus, Father of the gods. He was powerful, very powerful, perhaps the most powerful of all the gods. He had defeated the Titans, those gigantic, ancient, terrifying beings, one by one. He had overthrown his father, Kronos, the Lord of Time, that monstrous god who devoured his own children. He had divided the universe with his brothers, taking the heavens for himself, giving the seas to Poseidon, and leaving the underworld to Hades. Zeus carried thunderbolts in his hand, a gift from the Cyclopes, the most powerful weapon of the gods. When he hurled these thunderbolts, mountains split, seas boiled, the sky shattered. His voice made the heavens roar. Even a whisper made the clouds tremble. A shout shook the universe. His gaze made mountains tremble. His frown made forests shiver. His narrowed eyes made kings kneel. No one could stand against him, no one dared challenge him, no one could stand tall before him. No one, except Nyx. A story is told, an ancient story, a very old story, a story whispered even by the gods. One day Zeus was angry, very angry, uncontrollably angry. He was angry at Hypnos, the god of sleep, the son of Nyx. This is what happened. Hera, Zeus's wife, the jealous goddess, the queen of tricks, had devised a plan. She wanted to destroy Heracles, Zeus's son, by a mortal woman. But she couldn't do it while Zeus was awake. Zeus saw everything, knew everything, prevented everything. Hera needed Hypnos, the god of sleep, to put Zeus to sleep, to plunge him into a deep slumber, to make him unaware of anything. Hypnos hesitated, he was reluctant, he was afraid. Putting Zeus to sleep was dangerous, deceiving Zeus was risky, Zeus's wrath was terrifying. But Hera had insisted, made promises, offered gifts. And finally, Hypnos had agreed, gliding to Zeus's side, fluttering his soft wings, breathing his soporific breath. And Zeus had fallen asleep, plunged into a deep slumber, unaware of anything. Hera seized the opportunity, carried out her plan, and harmed Heracles. But then Zeus awoke, learned what had happened, and realized he had been deceived. And his wrath, that terrible wrath, that divine fury, surged. Lightning flashed in his hands, his eyes shot fire, his voice became thunder. He would find Hypnos, he would punish Hypnos, he would destroy Hypnos. Hypnos had fled, as fast as he could run, as far as he could fly. He had fled Olympus, slipped through the clouds, plunged into the depths of the sky. And do you know where he took refuge? Do you know whose side he ran to? Do you know into whose arms he had thrown himself? To his mother, to Nyx, into the embrace of the night, into the protection of darkness. Zeus had pursued him in anger, pursued him furiously, pursued him with thunderbolts. He had left Olympus, crossed the sky, approached the edges of the universe. He had tracked Hypnos, caught the scent of the god of sleep, found the direction of his escape. But when he approached Nyx's realm, when he entered the shadow of Nyx's wings, when he sensed Nyx's presence, something happened. ZEUS stopped. He just stopped. ZEUS, who had been running, flying in anger, burning with vengeance, had suddenly, unexpectedly, stopped. He had met Nyx's gaze, those deep eyes, those ancient eyes, those infinite eyes. And in those eyes ZEUS had seen something, felt something, understood something. Fear? Perhaps. Respect? Definitely. Understanding? Probably. Nyx was older than ZEUS, much older, incomparably older. ZEUS was 3 generations old, the son of Kronos. Kronos was the son of Uranos. Uranos was... Even Uranos came after Nyx. Even Uranos was younger than Nyx. Nyx was one of the first children of the universe. Nyx was from the beginning of time. Nyx was before everything. Nyx was like Zeus's great-great-great-great-grandmother. But even more than that, even more ancient, even more fundamental. And ZEUS, despite all his power, despite all his thunderbolts, despite all his grandeur, despite all his victories, was only a young god before Nyx, only a new power, only a temporary ruler. Yes, he had defeated the Titans, but Nyx was not a Titan. Yes, he had taken Olympus, but Nyx did not live on Olympus. Yes, he ruled the universe, but Nyx predated even the universe itself. ZEUS returned that day, returned silently, returned with his head bowed, returned with his lightning extinguished. His anger had passed, or been suppressed, or become meaningless. And never again did he oppose Nyx or her children. He gave up punishing Hypnos, he forgave the god of sleep, or was forced to forgive him. The queen of the night, the mother of darkness, the witness to the beginning of time, deserved respect and received it, even from ZEUS, even from the king of the gods. This power, this ancient power, this absolute power, is now with you. Think about it, feel it, let it sink in. The being even ZEUS respected, the power even the gods feared, the presence even lightning feared, is now by your side. At the edge of your bed, in the darkness of your room, in the silence of your night, Nyx stands, Nyx waits, Nyx protects. And this power does not frighten you. This power gives you peace. This power offers you security. Because Nyx is a protector, Nyx is a guardian, Nyx is a mother. Nyx will never harm you. Nyx will never abandon you. Nyx will never leave you alone. Every night, for thousands of years, for millions of years, since the beginning of time, Nyx has protected living beings. Nyx has watched over them. Nyx has lulled them to sleep. Nyx has given them rest. Your ancestors, your grandfathers' grandfathers, their grandfathers too, your earliest ancestors, all slept under Nyx's wings, all rested in the night's embrace, all took refuge in the safety of darkness. The first humans, those who lived in caves, those who had just discovered fire, they too knew Nyx, they too respected the night, they too trusted the darkness. And now you, the last link in this long chain, the current heir to this ancient tradition, are under the same wings. You are in the same embrace, you are in the same safety, you are under the same protection. You feel the peace your ancestors felt, you trust the power your ancestors trusted, you take refuge in the embrace your ancestors took refuge in. And time passed, ages passed, worlds changed. After Nyx's children were born, the universe continued to take shape. The world was formed, slowly, piece by piece, layer by layer. Rocks hardened, waters gathered, skies formed. The land took shape, continents appeared, oceans filled. The sky stretched, clouds formed, rain fell. Mountains rose, valleys deepened, rivers flowed. Forests flourished, deserts dried up, glaciers froze. And in this new world, on this young planet, in this fresh creation, life began. First, simple life forms, single-celled organisms, invisible creatures. Then more complex life forms, plants, animals, insects, fish, birds. And finally, humans. You, us, all of us. Thinking beings, feeling beings, dreaming beings, fearful beings, loving beings. But no matter how much the world changed, no matter how much it transformed, no matter how much it evolved, one thing remained the same, one thing never changed, one thing continued since time immemorial. Night. Every day, for billions of years, when the sun grew tired, when it retreated from one side of the sky, when the light faded, when the warmth diminished, night came. Every evening, when the shadows lengthened, when the colors darkened, when the sounds grew quiet, when living things grew weary, night descended. And every night, every single night, in every corner of the world, on every continent, on every island, in every room, Nyx spread her wings. Consider now this moment, this ancient ritual, this eternal dance, this endless cycle. Every day, every evening, every sunset tells the same story, whispers the same tale, recites the same poem. The sun sets, sinks below the horizon, casts its last rays, gives its last warmth. The sky changes color from yellow to orange, from orange to red, from red to purple, from purple to indigo, from indigo to black. And in the east, where darkness awaits, in the corner where night lies in wait, at the point where silence prepares itself, a movement begins. Nyx awakens, Nyx rises, Nyx prepares. Every day for billions of years at the same time in the same way with the same grace. She spreads her wings, those enormous wings, those infinite wings, those embracing wings. And these wings rise toward the sky, toward the stars, toward the universe, toward enveloping everything. The first shadow falls, soft, gentle, light, almost imperceptible. A veil is drawn from east to west, slowly, without haste, patiently. It is a purple curtain, a navy blue fabric, black silk, a velvet cover. This cover passes over the trees, touches the leaves, brushes the branches. It leaps over the houses, covers the roofs, leans against the windows. It flows over the cities, fills the streets, embraces the squares. And everywhere it passes, every point it touches, every corner it wraps around, night begins. Lights are on now, people's lights, artificial lights, temporary lights, street lamps, house lamps, car headlights, phone screens. But these lights cannot stop Nyx. These lights cannot prevent night. These lights cannot defeat darkness. These lights create only small islands in the ocean of darkness, small boats in the sea of night. Around them, between them, beyond them, there is night, there is Nyx, there is darkness. The stars are burning now, one by one, dozens, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. These are jewels falling from Nyx's hair, grains of light scattered into the darkness, gifts of the night, decorations of the sky. Every star is a story, every star is a world, every star is a hope, every star is a dream. You may see these stars from your window on a clear night, somewhere beyond the city lights. Maybe a few, maybe the brightest ones, maybe the closest ones. Or maybe you don't see them, maybe the city lights are too bright, maybe the clouds have covered them, maybe your eyes are closed. But you know they are there, you know Nyx's gifts shine in the sky, you know that tonight, as every night, the stars are burning. And the moon, Nyx's crown, the queen of the night, the light in the darkness, the antidote to fear. The moon rises, slowly, majestically, gracefully. It rises, scattering its silver light, rising, spreading its soft glow, rising, revealing its silent beauty. Nyx loved the moon, loved it dearly, loved it with a special love. She had made it the ornament of the night, the soft light in the darkness, the friend of the lonely, the guide of the lost, the witness of lovers. When the moon was full, Nyx smiled, smiling as if watching her daughter, smiling as if watching her creation. When the moon was a crescent, Nyx whispered, whispering secrets, whispering tales, whispering hopes. When the moon was dark, Nyx embraced more tightly, became closer, became more protective. Do you know what state the moon is in tonight? Did you look out the window, glance at the sky, search for the moon? Is it full, that magnificent, that bright, that perfectly full moon? Is it half, that balanced, that measured, that half moon at the middle of the story? Is it crescent, that slender, that graceful, that newly beginning crescent? Or is it dark? Is the moon not visible? Is the sky completely dark? It doesn't really matter, it really doesn't matter, because the moon is beautiful in every state, meaningful in every state, a message from Nyx in every state. The full moon brings light, brings hope, brings visibility. The half moon offers balance, offers patience, offers process. The crescent moon whispers of beginnings, of renewal, of potential. The dark moon symbolizes complete surrender, complete trust, complete surrender to the darkness. The night is advancing now, Nyx's wings fully spread, the world shrouded in darkness, creatures preparing for sleep. Birds are in their nests, their small bodies buried in their feathers, their heads tucked under their wings. Their eyes are closed, their breathing is slow, their hearts are calm. Tomorrow they will fly again, tomorrow they will sing again, tomorrow they will glide through the sky again. But now is the time to rest, now is the time to sleep, now is Nyx's time. Animals are in their dens, in the darkness of the forest, in the warmth of the earth. Some are curled up asleep, some are stretched out asleep, some are standing asleep. Each in their own way, each in their own position, each in their own safety. Tomorrow they will hunt again, tomorrow they will run again, tomorrow they will survive again. But now it is time to rest, now it is time to gather strength, now it is the time of night. Cities slow down, those noisy cities of the day, those cities of traffic, crowds and hustle and bustle. The streets empty, shops close, lights go out one by one. Curtains are drawn in homes, televisions are turned off, conversations fade. The rhythm of the city changes, the fast rhythm of the day slows down, the slow rhythm of the night begins. And people are in their beds. All over the world, in different cities, different houses, different rooms, different beds, people are lying down. Some alone, some with their loved ones, some with their families. Some fall asleep immediately, some wait a little, some toss and turn for a long time. But they all surrender to the same night. They all let themselves be enveloped by the same darkness. They all slip under the same blanket of Nyx. And you too are in your bed, you too are in the embrace of the night, you too are under the blanket of Nyx. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, whatever you have experienced today, this night is enveloping you right now. This darkness is embracing you. This silence is calling you. Have you ever noticed how sounds change at night? The noise of the day, the hum of traffic, people talking, the rumble of machines, the ringing of phones, the whirring of elevators, the hum of air conditioners. All slow down, all fade, all fall silent. Layer by layer, the noise peels away. Layer by layer, the sound lifts, and beneath it, at the very bottom, the sound of the night emerges. Listen now to the sounds of the night, in the silence of your room, in the depths of the night, between your own breaths. Perhaps crickets, far away, very far away, a rhythmic song, an uninterrupted melody. Perhaps an owl, even farther away, a single hoot, a mysterious call. Perhaps the whisper of the wind in the leaves, if you have trees nearby, that rustle, that rustle, that rustle. Perhaps a car in the distance, very far away, the sound of an engine approaching and receding, a temporary visitor. Or just silence, that deep silence, that sacred silence, that peaceful silence. Silence is also a sound, silence is also a melody, silence can also be listened to, silence can also be felt. And your own voice, the sounds of your own body, the beating of your heart, in your chest, regular, rhythmic, reliable. Thump, thump, thump. The sound of your breath, the air going in and out, your lungs expanding and contracting. In, out. Perhaps the flow of your blood, in your ears when you press your pillow, that distant hum. These are the sounds of the night, these are the sounds of life, these are your sounds. The smells change at night. Have you ever noticed? The sharp scents of the day. Exhaust fumes, food, perfumes, detergents, coffee, street food. All fade, all dissipate, all disappear. Daytime scents are energetic scents, stimulating scents, motivating scents. But nighttime scents are different, softer, deeper, more enveloping. Night flowers bloom, flowers that stay closed during the day, hiding from the light, waiting for darkness. Jasmines, that dizzying scent, that sweet, heavy, intoxicating scent. Evening primroses, that light scent, that elegant scent, that delicate scent. Night beauties, moonflowers, night bloomers, they all scent in the dark. They all greet Nyx. They all pay homage to the night. If you have an open window, if you have a garden, if you have flowers, perhaps you are taking in these scents, perhaps you are breathing in their breath tonight. Or the scents inside, the scents of your home, the scents of your room. The scent of your pillow, familiar, safe, your scent. The scent of your sheets, clean, soft, soothing. The scent of your room, the scent of your home, the scent of your life. These scents smell like security. These scents smell like home. These scents smell like belonging. Let go now, let go of everything. Let go of all your burdens. Whatever the day brought, let it go. The stress of work, those meetings, those emails, those phone calls, those problems, those solutions, let it all go. They will still be there tomorrow, they will still be waiting tomorrow, they will still be with you tomorrow. But not now, not tonight, not at this moment. Now is the time to let go. The complexity of relationships, those conversations, those unspoken words, those misunderstandings, those expectations, those disappointments, leave them all behind. Your loved ones are sleeping now, they are resting too, they are letting go too. Tomorrow you will talk again. Tomorrow you will share again. Tomorrow you will be together again. But now is the time to let go. Let go of the uncertainty of the future. Those questions, those worries, those plans, those fears, those hopes. Let go of all of them. The future has not yet arrived. The future has not yet taken shape. The future has not yet been determined. Now there is only this moment. Now there is only this night. Now there is only this breath. Let go of the regrets of the past. Those mistakes. Those missed opportunities. Those wrong words spoken. Those right words left unsaid. The past is gone. The past is over. The past cannot be changed. Can only be accepted, only learned from, only let go. Now is the time to let go. Nyx's wings are now upon you, those velvet wings, those silk wings, those infinite wings. Do you feel it? That light weight, that soft touch, that warm blanket? These wings take everything, absorb everything, melt everything. They take the stress, they take the anxiety, they take the fear, they take the fatigue. And you are left, pure you, tired you, ready to rest, ready to sleep. Breathe in, deeply, slowly. Draw Nyx's night into you. Fill your lungs with darkness. Mix silence into your blood. In through your nose, slowly, for seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Your chest expands, your belly rises, your lungs fill. Hold it inside for a moment. Feel that air, that night, that darkness within you. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And release, slowly, through your mouth. Let all the tension out with your breath. Let all the stress out with your breath. Let all the thoughts go with your breath. Breathe in once more. Deeper, slower, more peaceful. In, the night is coming in. The darkness is flowing in. Peace is filling you. Hold it, feel it, be it, exist. And let go of everything. Let go of whatever remains. Don't carry it anymore. Don't hold on anymore. Don't struggle anymore. One more time, one last time. From the deepest, slowest, most peaceful place. Take in the whole night, the whole darkness, the whole silence. Hold on to this moment, hold on to this peace, hold on to this presence. And let go of yourself, let go of your consciousness, let go of control. Hypnos is approaching now, with his mother's command, his duty, his compassion, his love. He approaches with soft steps, inaudible steps, imperceptible steps. His hands reach out, those soft hands, those gentle hands, those soothing hands. He touches your eyelids now, lightly, as light as a feather, as light as a dream, as light as an illusion. And your eyes grow heavy, your lids fall, the darkness deepens. Don't resist. Let your eyes close. Let your lids grow heavy. Let the darkness complete itself. This is good, this is right, this is as it should be, this is beautiful. The Oneiroi are ready now, the dreams are ready, the visions are ready, the fantasies are ready. Who knows what they will bring you tonight? Perhaps familiar faces, someone you haven't seen in a long time, someone you miss, someone you love. Perhaps new places, lands you've never been to, landscapes you've never seen, experiences you've never had. Perhaps flight, spreading your wings and flying, gliding through the sky, disappearing among the clouds. Perhaps swimming, diving to the bottom of the ocean, swimming with fish, dancing among the corals. Perhaps nothing, perhaps just deep, dark, peaceful nothingness, dreamless sleep, pure rest. Whatever comes, it is Nyx's gift, whatever it may be, the night's offering, whatever you experience, the blessing of darkness. And Nyx whispers now, to you, only to you, this night, this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. Sleep, she says. Sleep, beautiful child. Sleep, weary traveler. Sleep, lost soul. Whatever you experience today, whatever tomorrow may bring, now is the time to rest. Now is the time to let go. Now is the time to sleep. I am here. I have always been here. I will always be here. I have been with you since the night you were born. I have been by your side every time you slept. I have withdrawn every time you woke. I have returned every night. And I am here tonight. I will be here tomorrow night. I will be here every night of your life. Every night I will wait for you. When the sun sets, when the light fades, when the shadows lengthen, I will wait for you. Every night I will embrace you. When you lie down in your bed, when you close your eyes, when you slow your breathing, I will embrace you. Every night I will protect you. Even if the darkness seems frightening, even if the silence feels heavy, even if loneliness is felt, I will protect you. Do not fear the darkness, for the darkness is mine. The darkness is your friend. The darkness is your bed. I am the darkness. I am your rest. I am your peace. I am your safety. Getting lost in my darkness is not bad. Melting into my darkness is not scary. Surrendering to my darkness is not weakness. My darkness is rest. My darkness is renewal. My darkness is rebirth. Every morning when the sun rises, you will be reborn too, rested, refreshed, strengthened, renewed. But now, tonight, in this moment, with this breath, just sleep. Just let go, just be, just sleep. I am Nyx, Queen of the Night, Mother of Darkness. grandmother of sleep, creator of the stars. I know you. I have known you since the night you were born. I knew you even before I knew your name. I was with you every time you slept. I was beside you in every dream. I withdrew with every awakening. And tonight I am with you too. My wings cover you. My breath envelopes you. My presence embraces you. My wings cover you now, those velvet wings, those silk wings, those infinite wings, those soft wings. Under these wings you are safe. Under these wings you are at peace. Under these wings you are home. No matter what happens outside, under these wings there is rest. Whoever waits outside, there is peace under these wings. Whatever causes anxiety outside, there is security under these wings. Welcome home. Welcome to the night. Welcome to me. Welcome to the embrace of sleep. Sleep now, sleep. Your eyes are closing, growing heavy, the darkness deepening. Thoughts scatter, words melt, meanings dissolve. Consciousness slips away, blurs, slows, recedes. Nyx's realm opens before you. That endless night, that ancient darkness, that land of peace. Hypnos takes your hand. The Oneiroi circle around you. The depths of Erebos call to you. And you go slowly, sweetly, peacefully, naturally. From wakefulness to sleep, from consciousness to dream, from day to night, from weariness to rest. This journey is made every night. This transition is experienced every night. This transformation happens every night. And every time Nyx is there, every time the night is ready, every time the darkness waits, every time the embrace is open. Go now, go to that ancient realm, go to that land of peace, go to Nyx's embrace, go to the depths of sleep. The story will remain here, the night will wait here, the darkness will be here. And tomorrow, when the sun rises, when the light filters through, when the birds sing, when your eyes open, the world will return. You may remember this night or you may not. You may think of Nyx or you may not. It doesn't matter, it truly doesn't matter. What matters is this: Nyx is always here. Every night, in every darkness, in every silence, she waits for you. Sleep now, sleep. Nyx is with you. Nyx is always with you. Nyx is forever with you. Sleep, sleep, sleep.